Hello and welcome to the Metropolitan Elites. We've changed our stance. We've realised that the left is wrong. It's all wrong. And everything we said is wrong. So we've got a new mission statement. This is our mission statement. The cosy English. And of course, Trump's completely wrong about places in England not being safe to walk. If you're a policeman or otherwise, it's perfectly safe to go for a walk around. Yes, the Murder Mile and Moss Side equals Manchester are places I'd love to go for a walk with the Don. Or, quotation mark, hey, you two guys, quotation mark. Yes, why don't we do that sometime? But of course, when Don Trump expressed his trepidation of such parts of the precious UK, every man and his dog was up in arms and sent a petition to Parliament to have a travel ban imposed on the Donald. What the fuck? I even uncounted this lack of will to, quotation mark, ever make or receive in kind the Don's appreciation at, quotation mark, any part of the British Isles being unsafe to go visiting, apostrophe. When I said that to a woman from Manchester equals, quotes, perhaps Moss Side might not be a friendly place in the UK to go walking about in, she went nuts and said nasty things about Donald Trump. She maintained the whole of Manchester is safe and that Donald T didn't know what he was talking about. She then went on to have a conversation with a Maori woman from Australia and totally ignored me, even though I tried to pretend to agree with her. Why are the English so thin-skinned? Yeah,
good question.
So, with that in mind, this is the news.
So we've got in the Times, Osborne's £32.7 billion overdraft is biggest since records began.
Yeah.
Now this isn't talking about the deficit in terms of what the government takes in through taxation, etc., and spends.
Yeah.
In benefits and
scroungers needing money. How dare they? No one's really disabled. They're lying.
This is the country as a whole. This is the private sector and the public sector, and this is about how much we actually import and export and all that kind of thing. And we're running at the largest deficit because we began at 32.7 billion. Now this is interesting because this really is the George Osborne's policy coming home to roost. So
yeah.
When they took over, there's many difficult decisions to say we've got to get the deficit down.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking at the government deficit, but this is the real deficit, because if you address this problem, the government deficit problem sort of solves itself, because more stuff being made, more stuff being sold, more jobs, higher paid jobs.
Economy moves.
The economy starts moving, and taxation comes up, and they can even reduce taxes if they want to. Mm-hmm. So this was the real difficult task when the Conservatives came to power. There's been a period of, at that time, 25 years of lack of really addressing this. This is, the industrial strategy that we talk about, the lack of, sort of coming home to roost. And the biggest export from this country are empty cargo containers, because basically we're importing a hell of a lot more,
much more
than we export. Yeah. We're funding that on debt, basically. So if we exported, if we generally did rebalance that, then there would be more demand for steel as we make more products to export abroad, which would affect the price of steel and so on.
So with all this, how could they possibly win the next election? At this stage right now, how could they possibly win? But we've been here before, haven't we? We've said this before. It's, things have changed. It's just madness.
Well, thing is, this is early in the cycle, as we've said before, and people tend to forget all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So there was in the last parliament where George Osborne used the pasty tax and stuff like that.
Yeah, remember all that.
The Omnishambles budget, that was it. The Omnishambles budget. And by the time we got to the election, people have forgotten about it. And they've also got a very compliant media.
Yeah, incredibly compliant. Yeah. You'd think by now they've given them their honeymoon period. They should be. They're not. So they're not as much as they should be.
I mean, you watch the coverage of this crisis and the previous Conservative crisis, which was Ian Duncan Smith resigning. And if Jeremy Corbyn actually gets on the news, the question isn't, oh my God, how bad are the Conservatives? What does this mean for the country? It's
Jeremy Corbyn hasn't responded properly.
This just reflects even worse on you, doesn't it, Jeremy Corbyn? Because your party's not united and stuff like that.
Is it the fear of Corbyn? Is that why they're not attacking the government as much as they should be?
I think so, yeah. I mean, the Telegraph did a repeat. If the government can't sort of get themselves together after the European referendum, that would pave the way for Corbyn to become Prime Minister. I don't know if that was a scare tactic to get the Conservative backbenchers into line, but I mean the Conservatives are doing a pretty good job of disintegrating.
Yeah, well that's the thing. I mean, Omnishambles was the thing, and it was like every week, and it just got sillier and sillier and sillier. Since they haven't got the Lib Dems, they've got no Vince Cable or whatever. It's actually worse. They're actually worse now. They're managing it even worse than they were before. They really have no idea what they're doing.
Well, here's the centre. I mean, the Liberal Democrats are probably doing the best out of this situation because it feeds into that sense that actually now we can see what the Lib Dems were doing in government, and that realistically the Conservatives, the thing that's gone wrong is not, they keep saying an incoherent opposition in Labour, we need a strong opposition to hold us to account. That's what's going wrong. It's not that at all. It's they missed the foil of having the Liberal Democrats to blame.
Yeah.
When it comes to the backbenchers, when they do things that are unpopular with their own party, and to take the fall when the government does stuff that's unpopular with the electorate. Realistically, what I think you'll see sort of happening now is that Liberal Democrats will start taking in votes from the Conservatives in those southern areas.
Yeah, we would never vote like it. And the Lib Dems are not out. I don't think it'll be a very, very slow climb, but they're not out. They'll always be there. I think.
I mean, these are extreme times. I mean, no one would have predicted that Jeremy Corbyn win. No one would predict that Bernie Sanders would be doing so well in America. So things can turn around quite quickly.
And no one would have predicted Donald Trump would be doing so well.
No one would predict Donald Trump.
So there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Till next week.
Till next week and beyond. See you next week.